If there is one thing I cannot stand besides the pretend basketball in the WNBA, it is a lawsuit. I hate lawsuits. I think the system is broken in America. In my opinion, if you file a lawsuit and you lose, you should be penalized by having to pay the defendant's legal fees. That alone would eliminate the vast majority of lawsuits in America. If you have a valid reason to sue someone, if doctors were negligent while dealing with your sick child, if you paid someone to fix your roof and they disappeared with your money, I understand you wanting to sue. But if you slip on a wet floor, if you pour gasoline on yourself and start a flaming ass fire, you should not be allowed to sue Chevron. Or in this case, if your favorite college player falls to the 5th round of the NFL draft, you should not be suing the league. Yesterday, Jordan Rubin at MSNBC reported that an anonymous fan of Colorado, who is referring to himself as Jane Doe. Well, Casey, don't you mean John Doe? I'm trying to play it safe here. I'm trying to follow the woke commandments. Colorado is trying to make it illegal to misgender or dead name someone, so I'm just going to refer to John as Jane. Jane is suing the NFL for $100 million. Now, according to the lawsuit, I have suffered emotional distress and emotional trauma. The civil rights of Shedeur Sanders were violated. The NFL is mistreating the black man. I hate this country. Shedeur Sanders signed a 4-year contract with the Pound My Browns for almost $5 million. If that's what it means to have your civil rights violated, sign me up for oppression. Like I said earlier today on the main channel, the attorney who filed this lawsuit should be reprimanded. This is one of the worst lawsuits that I have ever seen. And if I had to guess, Jane is probably suing the NFL because he lost his mortgage payment betting on the NFL draft. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. Obviously, this lawsuit is a desperate cash grab. But I would be willing to bet that some of this emotional trauma that Jane is experiencing is due to the fact that the mortgage payment is late. And the reason the mortgage payment is late is because Jane lost his ass betting on the NFL draft. This is one of the consequences of leagues openly embracing gambling. I remember when I started betting on sports, I was 16 years old, sophomore in high school. There was a bar owner in the city whose primary source of income was booking bets. We would pick up our parlay sheets on Tuesday. We would turn them in by Thursday or Friday. We were picking games against the number or against the total. There was no such thing back then as props. There were no quarter lines or halftime lines. Spread was the spread. Total was the total. That was it. Today, the business has become oversaturated with options. There are thousands of available bets for a single game in the NFL, hundreds of bets for a game in college basketball. For some of these college basketball games, there are more bets available than people actually watching. Point totals for players, anytime touchdown score, PRA in the NBA. You can bet whether or not Anthony Edwards will have a turnover in the first 5 minutes of the game. Or in this case, you can place multiple bets as to where Shedeur Sanders will be drafted. It is absolutely ridiculous. And for a lot of people, the influx of gambling, it is ruining sports. You can't watch a game without being bombarded with gambling. I'm watching Knicks Celtics the other night, and TNT is constantly updating me on the line. As frivolous as this lawsuit is against the NFL, I'm not surprised they're being sued. Matter of fact, I'm surprised one of these leagues hasn't been sued for allegedly fixing games. Do I think the NFL and the NBA are fixing games? Absolutely not. But is there an overwhelming perception amongst bettors that games are being fixed? One of the complaints in this lawsuit is that the NFL colluded to ensure that Shedeur Sanders fell in the draft. Now, do I think coaches and general managers who interviewed Shedeur Sanders spread the word that he was arrogant and entitled? Yes. Does that equate to collusion? No. It's no different than bar managers warning each other about shitty bartenders. There is collusion like that in every industry. It shouldn't open you up to $100 million lawsuit. Obviously, I would assume that this case is likely to be thrown out. I hope that the NFL does not settle out of court and give Jane money. You can't financially reward bad behavior, but I'm wondering if this is just the beginning. This case involving Shedeur Sanders, it might have nothing to do with gambling. I came to that conclusion because I can't understand how you would be emotionally distressed over someone falling in the draft, unless you lost your ass betting on it. But is this just the beginning? Since leagues have embraced gambling, could we see future lawsuits involving it? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys on the main channel.